Hi, I'm Steve Bory, and I am the author of the American Casino Guidebook.
And I'm Matt Bory, and I'm the editor of the American Casino Guidebook. And our video today is an easy secret for how to win at video poker.
If you've watched any of our videos on video poker, you'll know that we like it a lot better than slot machines, because slot machines, it's all luck. With video poker, there's an element of skill. Now, the other thing about video poker is that you have the ability to look at the pay table on any video poker machine, and you can tell what that machine is programmed to pay back. With a slot machine, you can't do that because everything is internal inside the machine, so you have no idea what it's programmed to pay back. But again, with a video poker machine, you can look at that pay table, and there are standard pay tables that you can look up and know exactly what that machine is programmed to pay back. Now, there are good pay tables and there are bad pay tables, and we try and tell you, like for jacks or better, you want to try and find a game that has a 9-6 pay table, which is 9 for 1 for a full house and 6 for 1 for a flush. That's a very good game, returns 99.54%. Now, some of those games, they can reduce those paybacks, so as low as, let's say, 6 for a full house and 5 for a flush. Now, a 6-5 game would return around 95%. So we always tell you to look for the good machines and avoid the bad machines, but sometimes you don't have that opportunity. Sometimes there are bad pay tables in the casinos. So what we're going to tell you today is a way, if they have a particular kind of machine, in a particular kind of game in the casino, how you can get an advantage by playing just this particular game and how you can do it.
Yeah, and that game is called Ultimate X. And the way it works is it's a multi-hand game like the normal 3-hand, 5-hand, 10-hand video poker. But it has a bonus bet that you can make where instead of betting 5 coins per hand, you have to bet 10 coins per hand. So you have to double your bet. And the bonus, it gives you a bonus, a multiplier on any winning hand. So say you were dealt, if you're playing 10 play and you're dealt a pair of jacks and you're using the bonus feature on your next hand, that's when you get the bonuses on the next hand. So on the next hand, you would have at least a 2 times multiplier on all 10 of those hands. And this multiplier is based on how good of a hand you have. So it's going to start, on jacks or better at least, it's going to start at 2 times multiplier on your next hand if you've got a pair of jacks or better. And it's going to go all the way up to a 12 times multiplier on your next hand if you had a full house. And it goes up progressively in the middle there. So the thing is a lot of people will stop playing and leave the multipliers on. So you could walk up to a machine that someone had been playing on earlier, and if the last hand they played, they had been using the bonus and gotten a winning hand, there will be a multiplier sitting there for the next hand that is played.
Now, people leave these multipliers on the machine all the time, and it's your job to go and find these because it's to your advantage if you can find these games where someone's left a multiplier on there. And all you have to do is just go up to the video poker machine, bring up the Ultimate X game, and you'll see a variety of games that you can play. And you just push the button, and it'll bring up the last hand on that game, and you look for these multipliers. And you just work your way through, and you look for these multipliers. Now, you have to be careful, though, because if it says 2x or 5x or 7x or whatever, that doesn't mean that the next hand will be multiplied. What you want to do is you want to look for the ones that say next hand 2x or next hand 5x or next hand 7x or whatever, because that means the next hand that's played will be multiplied by the number that's shown there. And again, you only want to bet 5 coins. You don't want to bet 10. You just want to bet 5 coins to take that multiplier and have it applied to the next hand that's played. And you don't have to play 10 credits. You only need to play 5. Now, these multipliers are very powerful because you're taking a hand and you're doubling or tripling, quadrupling, whatever, up to 12 times the normal payback on that particular hand. So it's a very powerful incentive to play those games, because if you do this and you only play these hands when these multipliers are there, you have a huge advantage.
And again, you have to bet the bonus to make the multipliers appear, you don't have to bet the bonus to take advantage of those multipliers if they were left by somebody else. So you want to make sure that when you're betting these hands, it's probably going to be defaulted to betting 10 coins per hand. You want to make sure that you only bet 5 credits per hand, because if you bet 10 credits per hand, then you're going to end up leaving a multiplier for somebody else if you had a winning hand. So at the end of, if you're playing Ultimate X normally for fun, if you like playing that game, at the end of your session, you want to make sure that you either end your session on a hand where you didn't have any winning hands, so you have no multipliers for the next hand, or if there's multipliers sitting there, just lower your bet to the 5 times and end it that way, so that way you're not leaving multipliers for anyone else to go up and pick off.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to say is usually you'll find these leftover multipliers on the lower denomination games. Now, I was in a casino on a cruise ship, and they weren't really sophisticated gamblers. So a lot of people would, they were just killing time, and they probably didn't spend much time in casinos, and they would play these games, and they'd leave these multipliers on there, and I would just go up later, and I'd play the game, about once every 4 hours or so. I'd take a trip into the casino, I'd zip through all the games, look at all the multipliers left on there, and most of them, these were games that were 5 cents to 50 cents. And most of the time, the multipliers were left on the lower denomination games, 5 cents and 10 cents. But sometimes you found them on quarter, and sometimes you found them on a $half. But so whenever I played, I had this huge advantage, and I won money. And I was just killing time, having fun. Because normally I wouldn't play a video poker on a cruise ship because the pay tables are so bad. But in this particular instance, I found all these Ultimate X games and all these multipliers that were left there, and I had a lot of fun, and I won a lot, and a huge amount, a few $100s. But it's really not risky if you just play games where you can find these multipliers left on Ultimate X machines.
The only time it gets a little risky would be if there's only like 1 or 2 multipliers on a 10-play machine. In that situation, you might have a fair chance of losing a little bit. But I mean, losing 1 spin isn't going to cost you much money. But if you can go on there and find, I've seen machines that, because if you're dealt a winning hand, you're going to have a multiplier on every single hand that you're playing, be it 3-play, 5-play, or 10-play. I've walked up to machines and found 3 times multiplier on all 10 hands. So I mean, that's pretty much tripling the payback on the machine right there if it's on every single hand. So if you can get a lot of hands, it's very, very advantageous.
Yeah, it's rare to find something like that, but again, it can be done. I know I found them on the cruise ship when I was there.
Okay, so to recap, there's 3 really important things you got to do to get this to work. One is you've got to make sure that when you find multipliers, it says next hand with the multiplier. Because if it just has the multiplier number, like if it just says 8x or 2x or 3x or 12x without saying next hand below it, that was the multiplier on the hand that was just played. It has to say next hand for the multiplier to be on the next hand. The second thing is you want to make sure that you're not betting the full 10 coins per hand when you're spinning off these multipliers, or else you'll get stuck with multipliers again. You want to only be betting 5 coins per hand when you do it. And the third thing is you want to make sure that you're only playing normal Ultimate X and not the new Ultimate X bonus streak, because you cannot do it on that new game. So that does it for our video on this an easy secret to win playing video poker. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any of our other great videos.
Yes, thanks again for watching, and best wishes for good luck in the casinos. Don't forget that you can see more of our educational gambling videos on our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com/American Casino Guide.